Carson Tate's video log. We're here in Palm Springs. The sun is setting. It's beautiful, but we're wearing sunglasses because we're too cool to not wear shades.
Right, that's basically it.
And I'm here with famous author, Bold Strokes author, Ken O'Neill.
I learned that yesterday.
Yes, you learned you were famous yesterday. That's excellent. Everyone should find out when they're famous. So your book is called The Marrying Kind.
Yes.
And I love it.
Thank you. That's so nice.
But I don't know anyone who's read it who doesn't love it.
People have said nice things about it.
People have said very nice things about it.
Quite rewarding.
So it's not just a beautiful story. I mean, it's kind of it's a comedy, it's a romance, I mean, not a traditional romance in that your couple's already together.
Right, but it's a romance more like a cinematic, like a romantic comedy.
Exactly.
Which doesn't quite exist in books. But maybe now we're gonna start a trend.
Yeah, exactly. But it also has, deeper stuff. But your balance of deep and levity is excellent. So, but now that I've just told how I feel about the book, why don't you tell the readers about it?
So the book is, I always begin with a lie when I say what the book is about. This is what I say. The book is about a gay wedding planner who wakes up one morning realizing he's devoted all of his life's energy to creating events that he can't have for himself, he and his partner can't have. So he decides to quit the business, stops going to weddings, tries to get all the gays out of the wedding industry, and all is fine until his sister becomes engaged to his partner's brother, and then they have to decide whether they're going. And there lies the conflict. That's what I say it's about. And it's kind of about that, but it's actually told from the point of view of the partner, who's not the wedding planner, who's a writer, who doesn't necessarily want to stop going to weddings, would like to get married but doesn't feel passionate about becoming an activist, and it's his job.
Yeah, it's really beautifully told. So what inspired the book?
Oprah. Like all great ideas. I was watching Oprah one day, this was years ago, probably, 2006 maybe. And I turned on the show In Progress, and she wasn't in the studio. It was a big, over-the-top fantasy wedding. And I was watching it, and I started crying.
Oh, wow.
And then I started really, really crying. And I thought, this is television, and you don't know these people. Is this a nervous breakdown? I mean, really, I was like, what's going on? And then it went to commercial, and I continued to cry straight through the commercial. And when the show came back, she was back in her studio audience talking to the wedding planner who had created it, who to my mind seemed like a gay guy.
Right.
And suddenly I thought, oh my gosh, I'm crying because I would like to get married.
Well, yeah.
And even as recently as 2006, I have not allowed myself to even entertain the thought. I can't get married, so that's it. And so I had that realization, and then at the same time I thought, wow, what is it like for this guy doing this all day long?
For people.
And he probably doesn't really happen. Like he probably is so disconnected that he doesn't even see the conflict. And then I just thought about the whole wedding industry, how gay it is. Florists and hairdressers and caterers, and that struck me.
And because in your book, I mean, your wedding planner kind of sparks, it's a chain reaction, all us gays who help with weddings start thinking about this issue and how, unfair it is.
Right.
It's excellent. I cry about this. No, it's just one of those things. It's like an emotional experience. You want to be able to have that for yourself, too. I never thought about that being an element of my tears. But yeah, good point. So, are you working on something else?
I am.
Oh, excellent. Tell us about it.
I'll tell you a little about it.
Okay, you don't want to jinx it.
I don't want to jinx it because it's not yet sold.
If anyone's interested, Ken O'Neill.
No, I had been working for a while on a sequel, and maybe someday there will be a sequel, but there's not going to be one right now.
Okay.
Because I don't have a compelling enough story for these guys.
Gotcha.
And as much as I like them.
No, I understand.
So, for the last couple of months, quite actively, I've been working on a story about a guy named George, unfortunately for him, named George Bailey, who has made his fortune working in his family's wholesale Christmas business. But he doesn't believe in anything. He has no faith, no spiritual life, although he did at one point. And when the story opens, it's Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, and he's thrown his back out the day before taking the turkey out of the oven. And he's in pain and he's miserable, and his mother calls him to say that his father died.
Oh my.
And he goes to tell his wife, and she's crying already, and so he thinks she knows, but then he realizes that she's leaving him.
Why don't you just beat the man to death?
And then several other bad things happen on top of that. And then he meets Jesus.
Oh.
Or he meets a guy named Jesus.
Right.
Who asks him to buy him a slice of pizza. And many miracles happen. It's a Christmas romance.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So where are you in the process?
So I'm about, well, I know the ending.
Yes,
and
of
I'm
course,
about,
because you said earlier you can't start a book till you know how it's going to end.
Or the ending can change,
story,
but
yeah.
there needs to be some ending. It's a nice ending. So I'm about a third or more of the way through the first draft. It's pretty good. It's fun.
Good. Well, I would expect it to be funny. You have a very, very sharp sense of humor.
Thank you.
Really enjoy it.
Thank you. So and even though the main character is straight, much to my great surprise, there will be plenty of good.
Cool. We would expect that. Yay, super good. So, if you're a third of the way through, what's your process like? Are you?
Well, I'm trying to be like you.
Oh, wow.
I am.
That's
I'm
flattering.
writing every day, pretty much every day. I didn't write yesterday.
I didn't write today.
And I probably won't write today. But I have been writing a lot, and I do a lot. I spend a lot of time in my head.
Right.
But when I really do get started, like with The Marrying Kind, I write at a pretty big clip.
Good. So we'll expect to see. Do you have
So
a title?
George Bailey Gets Saved.
George Bailey Gets Saved.
It's the working title.
We'll be watching for something with George Bailey. But in the meantime, you can buy The Marrying Kind.
Yes,
and
you
it's
can.
excellent. And thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's show everybody your socks, because I want everyone to see your socks. Because they're marvelous. Kenwin's best dressed in Palm Springs.
Well, I was on a panel today, so I thought...
You were awesome. You were awesome. Okay, this is Ken O'Neill by The Marrying Kind, BoldStrokesBooks.com. This is Carson Tate's Video Log, signing out.